The information we are about to review and much more is contained in the Machine Operator's Manual. Located behind the seat on units with cab or open station, the manual should always be kept there for ready reference when periodic maintenance, safety, and operational questions arise. In addition, a special safety manual will accompany the operator's manual. It's your responsibility as the operator to read and become familiar with both before operating the machine. Do not operate this machine unless the operator's manual has been read carefully and you have been qualified by supervised training and instruction. Daily service begins at the right rear side of the machine. Although we are using a 650K, the checks and service locations are the same or nearly the same for all utility K-Series units. Differences between units will be pointed out. Through the right rear access door, the operator can check the hydraulic oil level through a convenient sight gauge. If necessary, hydraulic oil is added through this tube after removing its cap. Hydraulic and hydrostatic test ports are also located here for fast diagnostics and service if required. Also in the compartment is the hydraulic oil filter and hydrostatic oil filter. If needed, water can be drained from the primary fuel filter sediment bowl. On the inside of the right rear access door is the periodic maintenance chart. It provides a breakdown of service requirements at specified intervals. It includes a diagram showing the service checkpoints on the machine. This information is also found in the operator's manual. The window washer fluid reservoir is also located on the inside of the right rear access door, where the level can be checked and fluid added if necessary. Daily engine maintenance access is through a door on the right side shield. Notice the optional engine compartment light for ease of service in low light conditions. Through this door, the engine oil level check can be performed using the dipstick. Note that the engine oil level is most accurate when the engine is cold before starting the engine for the day's operation and the machine is parked on a level surface. The engine oil fill is located next to the dipstick. When required, the air cleaner element can be removed through an access hatch on top of the engine compartment on all models except the 700. The air cleaner element can be accessed from the right engine service door on the 700. The 700 also has a forward door that reveals access to the cooling compartment. Here, the engine coolant level can be checked in the coolant recovery tank mounted below the hood access door. If necessary, coolant can be added to the recovery tank. It is better and safer to add coolant to the recovery than opening a pressurized radiator. Check the tracks for broken or damaged pins, bushings, and other track parts. As you walk around the front of the machine, check for trash in the grill area that could cause overheating. Also check the fan for signs of damage. If needed, access to the coolers can quickly be gained to remove any debris that may be located here. Also look for hydraulic leaks, frayed hoses, damaged tubes, missing clamps, or rubbing hoses. Periodically check track sag. In some applications, tracks may require adjustments several times during a working day. This is especially true when working in different conditions on the same job site, as moisture content of the soil changes. In order to check the track sag, drive the crawler forward until a chain pin is over the front carrier roller to get an accurate track sag measurement. Notice the amount of track sag. This should be checked daily, and in certain conditions, it may need checking more often than that. Adjust if necessary before you start working. Changing soil conditions can cause packing in the undercarriage components and cause the track to tighten. Undercarriage wear is accelerated when the track chain is too tight. When track adjustment is needed on the 550 or 650, remove the adjustment plug. To increase track sag, loosen the fitting 1 to 2 turns counterclockwise to release grease through the vent hole. Be careful not to let grease escape too fast. To tighten the track, apply grease to the special fitting using a grease gun. After adjustment, operate the machine briefly and check the sag again to verify that the adjustment is correct. The 700 has a slightly different track sag adjustment procedure that is outlined in detail in the operator's manual. Before operation, check and lubricate all dozer and cylinder pivot joints. Refer to the operator's manual or periodic maintenance chart for lubrication locations and intervals. The batteries can be found in the left rear service door. To the bottom right of the batteries is the battery disconnect switch. It is good practice to park unattended machines with the switch in the off position overnight. Twist the switch to on to supply electrical power to the machine. Another point about the electrical system is to disconnect the wiring harness to the unit's computer before any welding is done on the unit. This will avoid possible damage to the control circuitry. Through this access door, the operator can check the transmission oil level through a convenient sight gauge. If necessary, hydrostatic oil is added through this tube. As you are doing your pre-start inspection, look for worn or frayed wires and loose or corroded connections. The fuel cap is conveniently located at the left rear corner of the machine. Refueling is quick and simple. It can be locked to prevent vandalism. When climbing onto or off the machine, be sure to use the steps and handholds. More people are injured by falls in this way than any other single cause. It's important that you face the unit and maintain at least a 3-point contact, 2 hands and a foot or 2 feet and a hand. K-Series dozers have excellent visibility. With units equipped with a cab, be sure to take a moment to clean the glass so you can see where you are going and who is around you. Also, a clean operator station goes a long way in promoting safe operation. This includes keeping things clear of the pedals and levers. This concludes the pre-start inspection and daily service of the machine. For your convenience, a pre-start inspection checklist is printed in your operator's manual. The information we are about to review and much more is contained in the machine operator's manual. It's your responsibility as the operator to read and become familiar with before operating the machine. Located in this container behind the seat on units with cab or open station, the manual should always be kept there for ready reference when periodic maintenance, safety, and operational questions arise. In addition, a special safety manual will accompany the operator's manual. Daily service begins at the right rear side of the machine. Through the right rear access door, the operator can check the hydraulic oil level through a convenient sight gauge. If necessary, hydraulic oil is added through this tube after removing its cap. Hydraulic test ports are also located here for fast diagnostics and service if required. Also in the compartment is the hydraulic oil filter, hydraulic reservoir cleanout cover, and the batteries. Above the batteries is the battery disconnect switch. It is good practice to park unattended machines with the switch in the off position overnight. Twist the switch to on to supply electrical power to the machine. Another point about the electrical system is to disconnect the wiring harness to the unit's computer before any welding is done on this unit. This will avoid possible damage to the control circuitry. On the inside of the right rear access door is the periodic maintenance chart. It provides a breakdown of service requirements at specified intervals. It includes a diagram showing the service checkpoints on the machine. This information is also found in the operator's manual. Daily engine maintenance access is through a door on the right side shield. Notice the standard engine compartment light included for ease of service in low light conditions. Through the door, the engine oil level check can be performed using the dipstick. The engine oil fill is located next to the dipstick. Also, water can be drained from the primary filter sediment bowl. When required, the air cleaner element can be removed through an access hatch on the top of the engine compartment. Notice this 850K is outfitted with the optional quick service connectors for transmission oil, hydraulic oil, engine oil, and engine coolant. Opening the forward door reveals access to the cooling compartment. Here, the engine coolant level can be checked in the coolant recovery tank mounted below the hood access door. If necessary, coolant can be added to the recovery tank. It is better and safer to add coolant to the recovery than opening a pressurized radiator. Check the radiator for material buildup and remove if necessary. Finally, if equipped, an engine coolant and engine oil test port will be located here. When doing your daily checks, look for mechanical damage, loose or missing hardware, excessive wear, or anything that might cause a failure at a critical moment. This inspection should include the ROPS and its fasteners. Check the tracks for broken or damaged pins, bushings, and other track parts. As you walk around the front of the machine, check for trash in the grill area that could cause overheating. Also check the fan for signs of damage. If needed, access to the coolers can quickly be gained to remove any debris that may be located here. Also look for hydraulic leaks, frayed hoses, damaged tubes, missing clamps, or rubbing hoses. Drive the crawler forward until a flex point is over the front carrier roller to get an accurate track sag measurement. Notice the amount of track sag. This should be checked daily, and in certain conditions, it may need checking more often than that. Adjust if necessary before you start working. Changing soil conditions can cause packing in the undercarriage components and cause the track to tighten. Undercarriage wear is accelerated when the track chain is too tight. When track adjustment is needed, open the track adjuster cover. To increase track sag, loosen the check valve and allow the grease to escape. Be careful not to let grease escape too fast. To tighten the track, apply grease to the special fitting using a grease gun. After adjustment, operate the machine briefly and check the sag again to verify that the adjustment is correct. Before operation, check and lubricate all dozer and cylinder pivot joints. Refer to the operator's manual or periodic maintenance chart for lubrication locations and intervals. On the inside of the left rear access door is the decal with the operator station tipping procedure. It describes step by step the procedure to tip the operator station to gain greater access to transmission components. There are no periodic maintenance points under the operator station. Through this access door, the operator can check the transmission oil level through a convenient sight gauge. If necessary, hydrostatic oil is added through this tube. The spin-on hydrostatic charge filter is also located here. It is the same part number as for the hydraulic filter. The window washer fluid level can be checked and added if necessary. Hydrostatic test ports are located here for fast diagnostic and service. Some units may have the optional quick fueling connector mounted here also. Also, as you are doing your pre-start inspection, look for worn or frayed wires and loose or corroded connections. The fuel cap is conveniently located at the left rear corner of the machine. Refueling is quick and simple. It can be locked to prevent vandalism. When climbing onto or off the machine, be sure to use the steps and handholds. It's important that you face the unit and maintain at least a 3-point contact, 2 hands and a foot, or 2 feet and a hand. K-Series dozers have excellent visibility. With units equipped with a cab, be sure to take a moment to clean the glass so you can see where you are going and who is around you. Also, a clean operator station goes a long way in promoting safe operation. This includes keeping things clear of the pedals and levers. This concludes the pre-start inspection and daily service of the machine. For your convenience, a pre-start inspection checklist is printed in your operator's manual. As mentioned earlier, it's important to maintain a 3-point contact while climbing on or off the unit. For comfort during a long day's work, the standard air suspension seat has many adjustments to fit your body. Of course, there is the fore and aft movement for leg length. There is a seat tilt adjustment to provide additional comfort to an operator for long shifts. There is an easy-to-use seat height adjustment knob. A backrest tilt adjustment. And a backrest lumbar adjustment. The armrests can be adjusted to satisfy your need for support while working the transmission and dozer controls. A seatbelt comfortably and securely holds you in the seat. In the event of an overturn, that's where you want to stay. For these reasons, the seat belt should be kept in proper working order. Be aware of its condition and replace when necessary, at least every 3 years, regardless of appearance. Before operating any machine, you need to become familiar with the operating controls and instrumentation. On the monitor are the engine coolant temperature, engine oil pressure, and fuel level gauges. In the center is the electronic monitor display window. By pushing the next navigation button on the right, you can display the engine hour meter reading, hydrostatic charge pressure, and battery voltage. Engine RPM and speed setting are continuously displayed on this window when the engine is running. The monitor's lower panel also has a number of system indicator lights and a red stop sign with audible alarm. If the red stop engine indicator flashes and the alarm sounds, stop the engine immediately and investigate the cause. New to K-Series is the sealed switch module, also known as the SSM. The top row contains from left to right the engine start switch, engine stop switch, and the hydraulic enable switch. The second row contains the fan reverse switch. The third row contains the auxiliary power switch and the front window wiper switch. The fourth row contains the cab work light switch, if equipped, the rear window wiper switch, the door window wiper switch, and the reverse ratio switch. Finally, the bottom row contains the drive and marker light switch, the front and rear window washer switch, the wiper speed switch, the door window washer switch, and the decelerator mode switch. On the front of the left side console and right side console are the park lock levers. These levers must be in the raised locked position to start the engine. They must be moved down before the machine can move. To the operator's left are the engine and transmission controls. The black rotary knob controls engine RPM. Turn right to increase, left to decrease RPM. The transmission oil temperature indicator light located on the monitor will turn on automatically if transmission oil is below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit at startup. Under these conditions, engine RPM and transmission speed settings will be limited to protect engine and transmission components from possible damage. Closer to the operator is the transmission speed and grip FNR lever. All K-Series dozers are equipped with a single ergonomically designed lever that reduces operator fatigue and features full steering, direction, and transmission speed control. Move the lever forward, and the machine moves forward. Move the lever back past neutral, and the machine moves backward. Move the lever to the right, and the unit turns to the right. And the machine counter rotates. This can be done at any transmission speed setting or load. Moving the lever to the left allows the machine to make a left turn. And if moved to the detent, a left counter rotate move is accomplished. Again, this can be done at any speed. To change the transmission speed, the operator presses on the button on the end of the handle. Pressing on the upper edge increases speed. Pressing the lower edge decreases speed. A transmission speed setting display on the monitor shows the approximate speed range settings in tenths from 1.0 to 3.0. Remember, these are not speeds in miles per hour, but a reference to the approximate output of a mechanical transmission crawler. This allows operators coming from a torque converter power shift crawler to be comfortable and productive quickly on the Deere machine. Next to the speed control buttons on the speed and grip FNR lever is the horn button. The K-Series crawlers are equipped with a decelerator pedal. This pedal can be set for different modes of operation using the designated button on the SSM. One mode of operation decreases ground speed, while the engine RPM remains constant. The other mode of operation decreases both transmission speed and engine speed when the decelerator pedal is depressed. Releasing the pedal allows the machine to return to the pre-selected ground speed and direction. It is not necessary to cycle the FNR to neutral to release the parking brake. When you push the pedal to a point of increased resistance, the tracks stop, while pressing the pedal further applies the park brake. An operational note: the park brake will engage whenever the engine stops. The angle and grip blade lever is located on the right console. It is an ergonomically designed lever similar to the speed and grip FNR lever. Notice this unit is equipped with a larger integrated grade control ready joystick. Units equipped with a power angle tilt hydraulic blade feature a blade angle function switch that is built in the lever for greater operator comfort. Units with an outside dozer blade option do not have a blade angle function. Pulling the lever back raises the blade. Pushing the lever forward lowers the blade. Pushing forward into the detented float position allows the blade to float or follow the contour of the ground. This lever also controls blade tilt accurately to the right and also to the left. If your unit is equipped with a 6-way power angle tilt blade, the lever movements are exactly the same as we just saw, but additionally blade angle is set by pushing the angle in grip switch. Pushing the upper portion of the switch, the blade angles to the right. Pushing the lower portion of the switch, the blade angles to the left. If not equipped with an IGC-ready joystick, the blade angle function can be actuated by twisting the blade control lever clockwise to move the left edge of the blade forward. Twist blade control lever counterclockwise to move the right edge of the blade forward. To the right of the dozer control is the auxiliary function control lever for an attachment such as a ripper. Your dozer comes equipped with a mirror to help you keep track of who and what are around you. If your unit has a cab, the heater and air conditioning controls are located on the left console. A dome light is located overhead. The cab doors and windows may be opened for cross-air ventilation if desired. To open the side windows, grab the handle and push it forward to one of the detented positions according to the amount of airflow you want through the cab. To open the side windows on the 700, pull locking lever down and squeeze tabs together. Slide the window forward to desired position. Raise the locking lever to lock window in place. To close, pull the locking lever down, squeeze the tabs, and slide the window rearward until the window latch engages. This brings us to the end of the Controls and Safety System section. Be sure to review and understand the operator's manual to become more familiar with the machine controls and features before operating. As we've seen, the design of the John Deere K-Series construction dozers reflect a lot of consideration for safety. But does this automatically ensure safety on the job site? There are many pieces of safety equipment on the dozer, but there is no assurance that the safety equipment will get the job done unless you use the safety equipment that's on the unit. As we've seen in the previous section of this video, one of the most important pieces of safety equipment is your seatbelt. Buckle up before you start the engine. The rollover protection structure by itself does not assure your safety in the event of an overturn. If you are not wearing your seatbelt, you could be thrown and crushed, possibly by the ROPS itself. Don't operate under the mistaken impression that if a machine overturns, you can hold on or jump free. That impression may be fatal. Before starting out, make a quick check of the operational controls. It's better to take a moment now than to find out at a critical moment when it's too late to avoid an accident. Before you begin work, be sure you call the utility services in the area to have the job site marked for underground lines or structures. In most areas, there is a free or low-cost one-call locator service. It's better to take a little time before the project begins to know what you may encounter. If you doze or rip through a gas pipeline or an electrical line, you could be losing more than a little time. As was mentioned, it's up to you to use your safety equipment. And it's also up to you to use good safety judgment. As the operator, you have a primary responsibility for the actions of the dozer. Always think about what you have to do before you do it. Never stop thinking about what is the safe thing to do, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. This brings up another important point. There is only one seat and seatbelt in the dozer. That's for you, the operator. These machines are not designed for riders. And when working in close areas, reduce your speed. You never know what might pop out in front of you or in back of you. Even though the backup alarm is sounding, you still need to look behind you before and while backing up. Bystanders may ignore the alarm, especially in busy, noisy areas. You should also reduce your speed when in rough terrain to help you maintain control of the unit. Cross over obstructions at an angle. Ease up to the break-over point. Balance slowly on the obstruction and ease down to minimize the impact. On gradual slopes, work parallel to the slope. The dirt will flow to the lower side of the slope in a windrow. This will help hold the crawler from sliding down. On steeper slopes, work diagonally, starting from the base of the slope, working upwards. Another point about working on slopes is that the hydrostatic transmission for each track provides for constant power, even when turning. The result is that the steering on a slope is the same as steering on flatter ground. The dynamic braking characteristics of the hydrostatic transmission prevent freewheeling of the unit when working on slopes. When not dozing, always travel at slow speeds with the blade as low as possible. It's important to be careful when working close to a trench to avoid a possible cave-in and accidental machine overturn. For trenches with deep vertical sidewalls, backfilling perpendicular to the ditch is preferable. A feature of the hydrostatic transmission system on the K-Series is an advanced load sensing system called power management. As you encounter a blade load, the dozer will automatically slow its ground speed so the engine RPM remains constant. It doesn't matter what speed the unit is set on, the engine will not kill under load. As the blade load decreases, the speed will increase up to the setting you had previously selected with the speed-in grip switch. When shutting down the unit, there are a few simple procedures that you should follow. The machine should be parked on a level surface. Move the FNR lever to neutral. And engage the park lock lever. Lower the blade and attachments to the ground. Slow the engine to low idle before stopping the engine. Move the hydraulic control levers in each direction to release the pressure so you know for sure the attachments will not move. If you are shutting down for the day, it's a good idea to install the vandal protection and lock up the machine. You never know who might drop by. Another vandal protection item is the battery disconnect switch, located behind the right rear access door next to the batteries. Turn it off. If you plan to haul the unit, you should always use caution when loading it on or off a trailer. Experience shows that this is one of the most likely times for a tipping accident. Be sure the trailer is sitting on a firm, flat surface. The bed should be clean of debris. Use chalk blocks against trailer wheels to help prevent the trailer from moving. You should always fasten your seatbelt before loading or unloading in case of overturn. It is recommended that you have a spotter to help line up the dozer. Whenever possible, back the machine onto the trailer to prevent possible tipping. To keep yourself straight and on target, some operators line up on a board or other object on the trailer. The center line of the machine should be on the center line of the trailer. The unit should also be balanced fore and aft on the trailer. Once on the trailer, move the park lock lever into the locked position. Lower the dozer and attachments. Shut off the engine and release the hydraulic pressure on the dozer. As before, lock up the unit against vandalism. Fasten each corner of the machine to the trailer with a chain or cable with appropriate load binder. Before you haul the machine, be sure of its overhead height to the ground. It's better to know your limitations beforehand rather than learning the hard way after you hit something. Check your state and local laws before transporting the machine. As you have seen, John Deere K-Series construction dozers are equipped with many safety features and systems. But it's up to you, the operator, to use them. You have to think about every move you make before you make it. It doesn't matter how much experience you have, it only takes one mistake to make a difference in your life and in the lives of others. Statistics show that of all the accidents reported, over 90% of the operators hurt or killed were listed as experienced. Accidents don't always happen to the other guy. That other guy can be you.
In an effort to lower engine emissions and comply with governmental regulation standards, your K-Series crawler model may be equipped with an interim Tier 4 Stage 3B PowerTech engine. Most of the advancements are designed not to be noticed. However, operators should have a general understanding of how the system works and the various machine monitor displays associated with it. Engines 174 horsepower, or 130 kilowatt and above, utilize an integrated exhaust filter that captures particulate matter, called PM, also known as soot or smoke. This two-part exhaust filter contains a diesel oxidation catalyst, DOC, and a diesel particulate filter, DPF. The DOC reacts with exhaust gases to reduce carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, and some particulate matter. The downstream DPF forces exhaust gases to flow through porous channel walls, trapping and holding the remaining PM soot. When soot builds up within the DPF to the point that it restricts the exhaust flow, It is necessary to remove the soot. Trapped particles are oxidized with increased exhaust heat through a cleaning process called regeneration. There are 4 types of filter regeneration cleaning that may occur: passive, auto, parked, and service. Passive filter cleaning takes place during normal machine operation. It does not require any operator interaction and has no impact on machine operation. In applications where the unit runs under heavy loads, the exhaust heat is high enough to naturally clean soot buildup. However, operating with lower workloads and lower exhaust temperatures, the DPF soot level will begin to build. When the soot level reaches a moderate level, auto cleaning is initiated. The engine control unit will begin to increase the temperature of the exhaust to clean the filter. No operator interaction is needed. The exhaust filter cleaning indicator will light up on the monitor to signify that automatic filter cleaning is in progress. When cleaning is complete, the indicator light will automatically turn off. Automatic filter cleaning can be disabled, but it is not recommended under most operating conditions. Passive regeneration will continue, but the operator needs to return the system to auto as soon as conditions permit to avoid soot buildup in the exhaust filter. Refer to the operator's manual for details for disabling and enabling automatic cleaning. The soot level in the exhaust filter can be seen by following the menu options in the monitor. Refer to the operator's manual for details. The manual also provides details on specific monitor warnings and actions required when filter restriction becomes high and very high. If filter restriction reaches the high soot level, the monitor will warn the operator that the filter is restricted. If warnings are repeatedly ignored, the soot level will increase to very high. At this point, engine power will be derated and machine performance will be reduced. A part filter cleaning should be initiated. To perform a part filter cleaning, the unit should be parked in an open area with the attachment setting on the ground. The park brake needs to be applied, the F&R in neutral, and the engine speed dial at idle. The monitor will guide the operator through the process. Refer to the operator's manual for exact details. During part filter cleaning, the monitor will display a progress bar indicating the percentage of completion. The cleaning will take approximately 45 minutes. Part filter cleaning will stop if the park brake is released, the F&R is moved into gear, the engine RPM is increased, the engine is stopped, runs out of fuel, or cleaning times out at 45 minutes. The monitor will indicate when part cleaning is complete. The operator must press Select to return the monitor to the default screen. During initiation of part cleaning, the operator has the option to select to have the engine shut down automatically after completion. This frees the operator to do other things during cleaning. If that is selected, the machine will automatically shut down after cleaning is completed unless the operator presses the select button. If the soot level reaches the service level, the engine should be stopped as soon as possible and the dealer contacted to perform a service filter cleaning. By keeping the machine in the automatic filter cleaning enabled mode, and by not ignoring recommended park filter cleanings, most of the filter cleaning process on the Interim Tier 4 Stage 3B engines happen behind the scenes, with no or minimal impact on the operator or machine performance. With an understanding of a few additional symbols and procedures, you should operate your equipment the same way as earlier engine models.